my friend, the extraordinary coach, Mike Robertson. But so we had a complete coach certification this weekend, and we did. I wanted to do this on video because I think it's crazy valuable. And it's basically ground prep series that Mike does. And while I've been doing a bunch of these different things, I would say segmented in my warm-ups and my routines, and I didn't do it together. And after we did it, I felt like magical. I guess that's a good word for it. Magical with buttery hips.
Buttery hips.
But let's talk about what is the ground prep series.
Yep.
To go over like why people should do it, because I promise you, once you do this, I'm going to challenge you to do it to see how much better you feel. But I wanted to kind of go preface it. What what is it about? What does it do?
Yeah. Okay. So big part of this was just me experimenting with my own training. Competed in powerlifting for a while. Not too beat up, but beat up enough. And we also know, unfortunately, as we age, we tend to lose mobility. Man, I just want to continue to find ways to feel good, move things in the gym, and just age as gracefully as possible, right? Now, I hate doing the same warm-up all the time, but I wanted to find quick and easy things that I could do either pre-workout or later in the evening to make sure my body was kind of reset and feeling good before I went on and trained or just went to bed, whatever. But just things that made me feel good on a consistent basis.
So this will be like, this can be just what I like to call movement hygiene. So it can be done separately. It can be done as part of warm-ups. And it can be done as a cool-down / recovery in the evening.
Sure.
Okay.
For sure.
All right,
for sure. So basically 2 thought processes here. Number 1, we're going to do some stuff to create space front to back, right? We're going to open up the chest, the back, all of those things. Once we've got space front to back, that gives us space to turn, okay? So if you've ever seen that person that's just like super rigid and stiff and they can't rotate, if that is you, hopefully we're going to help you fix that up today.
Awesome.
Cool? Okay, so first activity, man, I thought this was a cat camel. And now everybody's calling it a cat-cow.
I was with you.
My yoga game obviously is not up to snuff, but we're going to go cat-camel, cat-cow, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it could be cat-cow or carrot-camel, whichever one you want to go with.
Yep.
That's what it is.
And we're just going to do a couple of each of these.
Yep.
Feel free when you're doing this at home, go like 5, 8, up to 10 reps of each of these activities. So one of the big things when we're doing this is I like to cue a really long spine position, and I don't drive a lot of extension here.
So I'm not overly arching.
Please do not.
Okay.
Please do not, because most people really want to try hard on this, and then they're like, oh, it hurts my back. Okay, so don't force it. Eyes up just a little bit. Yep. And then go ahead and round your spine out. So think long through the arms. Yep, go ahead and let all this come up. Tuck the hips in the pelvis. And a lot of the things that we do in the gym are very like high tension. You know, you're kind of using your body as a unit. Here I want to try and tease everything out. Good, and then just come back. Just give me like 4 to 5 reps of that. Okay, so we're looking up at the sky. Yep, and again, you don't have to crank the extension here, but just get everything feeling good. Really think about being long, trying to smooth these curves out top to bottom. Yep, love it. How's it feel?
Great.
Good?
I feel a stretch, and as soon as I go into that flexion, I feel a stretch. My low back feels really good.
So think about this. We're blocking basically all of this, so when he takes that breath in, he's going to expand and open up this entire portion of his back, so it should feel really good. That's good. Feel all right?
Yep.
Okay, so we got cat-camel. Second activity we're going to do, let's get rid of this, and let's just go supine reaching breathing. Okay, basically lay on your back, hold this kettlebell, and we're going to breathe. So what Luka's going to do, the way I like to cue this is thinking about using the kettlebell and pushing the kettlebell through the ceiling, okay? You don't need to use your traps or your pecs here, just long arms, feel your whole foot, and when you do that, you should feel your back flatten out. Depending on where you're at, you might feel a little bit of hamstrings. So all we're going to do here is think reach long and breathe. Yep. Every time we exhale, we try and reach just a little bit more. Even if you're not actually moving, just think about trying to reach a little bit longer. Again, abs, hammies, we're just trying to get that hip and the pelvis back tucked underneath you. What do you think, Guy?
Feeling abs, baby.
Yeah.
Now as I breathe in, is there a focus of where I'm breathing in?
I don't think too much about this. You should feel probably a little bit of expansion in your chest walls. What I'm always looking for when he breathes in is like this uniform chest and abs rise and fall together. That's good. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Next, everybody's favorite, rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
And I'll give you 3 variations of this. Okay, So what I want you to do, hands kind of behind your thighs, and then we're just gonna rock back and forth. We're gonna inhale, exhale, come back. Inhale, exhale. The joke I always make is think about rolling a circle, not rolling a square. So if you're like clunk, 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 that's all right, but the goal over time is to smooth that out. And you can see just as you're going, you're starting to smooth that out a little bit, right?
Yep, feels better.
Feet never touch the ground. Again, you can go anywhere from 8 to 10. Then I like to go to one shoulder versus the other. So Luka's trying to go to his left and then back to his right. We have some internal asymmetries where we can get more compressed on one side of our body versus the other. So it may feel a little bit stiffer when you maybe go over your left shoulder versus your right. You're just trying to smooth that out over time.
The right one's stiffer for sure.
Okay, that's great. And then the last one is micro rolling. Yep. So you got that little curve right here in your back. You should just try and smooth that out. Try and make it as smooth as you can. And again, 8 to 10 reps. Chances are by this time, whether you know it or not, you're probably feeling a little bit of abs.
Yep, working.
Okay? Love it, love it. Great job. Now, after we've gone rock and roll, we're gonna go into our arm bar series, okay? So if you have a kettlebell, pick a light kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, just reach long with your arm and I will absolutely take that variation as well. So in this case, what I want Luka to do, generally we'll go kind of a neutral grip. I want his knuckles like he's gonna punch the ceiling, and then he's gonna have a good foot contact here. So he should feel his entire right foot. When he does that, he should feel his right lower back on the ground. From here, we're gonna take this left leg, straighten it out. Yep. And then while keeping your back flat, bring your left knee towards your chest. And we'll just do that on this side.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll go, generally for this one, I'll do about 5 reps each position. And don't force it, right? If you don't have full range, that's fine. Think active abs, and then just bringing that left knee up as high as you can. So we'll go 5 there, and then we'll go straight leg raise. Okay, there you go. So I think flex quad, toes back towards your face. That'll come in handy here in a minute when we go leg lowering, but always making sure we feel that whole right foot, that left leg is straight, really working on some core control and active mobility through the hip. Then the final piece here is our full kettlebell armbar. So in this case, now he's going to take his right knee, come across his body. Right knee's going to rest on the ground. If he needs it, so he doesn't crank his neck, I'll give him this instead of me. And what he's going to do here, he's going to reach long. He's going to take a breath in. Then when he exhales, he's going to reach here, and he's going to let that right knee kind of glide towards the camera. Beautiful, beautiful. Reach, inhale, exhale, reach long. And generally, you just need about 3 of these to kind of max out your range of motion. How we feeling, dude?
Oh yeah.
Good
Buttery
stuff.
hips.
Buttery hips. Okay, so we'll do that on the right. For time's sake, we're not going to do it, but you would do that on the left,
side, yep.
obviously. So the next piece is, let's go ahead and roll you back to your left side. So this next series is just really trying to coax some rotation out of your body. So Luka's going to use his left hand, kind of glue his leg down here. He's going to take his right hand, grab his rib cage, and he's going to inhale and then exhale and pull back across his body. So this is a rib roll. I believe Gray Cook and the FMS people were the first people I learned this from, but man, it is great for just opening up the rib cage, getting that thoracic spine moving. If you do any kind of rotary sport, this one feels pretty magical.
Same thing, going for about 5 reps?
Yeah, 5 reps here, and I'll move my hand around. So I might do some lower rib cage, some upper rib cage, just kind of move it around. Might get some popping and cracking.
Oh yeah.
It feels
great.
good.
Feels great.
It feels good.
And I'm getting more range already.
I mean, it's really unlocking you. Now, keep your left hand there. We're going to go into the bretzel. So speaking of FMS and like the whole kettlebell world, this is Brett Jones.
Brett Jones, baby.
Left hand keeps that knee down. Right hand grabs the opposite foot. We're inhaling. And then we're going to exhale and just let this right shoulder fall back. And then what I like to do is back off that stretch a little bit. Inhale, exhale, try and rotate just a little bit further. Beautiful. And then you come back, and maybe not all the way. Inhale, exhale, come back. Beautiful. And again, generally you do 4 or 5 of these, and you got everything that you need out of that activity. Feeling good?
Oh yeah.
All right, one more. You can keep the pad. Last activity is our leg lowering. So Luka's gonna grab a band. He's gonna wrap that over his midfoot. Really important. You don't want it over your toes, and you don't want it over kind of the back half of your foot either. You want it right over this midfoot area. So once he's set up, he's gonna use the band. Got it? And very important on this one, I tell people I have no preconceived notions as to how mobile you are. So, but you're pretty flexible. That's pretty impressive, bro. Okay? So 2 things I'll cue. I want them to make a muscle here. I want them to flex quads, and I want them to pull their toes back towards their face. Generally, they will make a face when they do this because they're getting a stretch, and I'll say, hey, when you make that face, you're doing it right. Okay? So quads, toes back towards the face. I'm gonna have him bring the other leg up, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. So quads, toes back towards the face. I will cue them, make sure your back is flat, and then while holding this right leg up, I want you to go to as far down with your left as you can without letting your back arch. Very, very important, okay? So knees straight, toes back, exhale, the back is flat to the ground, lower as far as you can without letting the back arch. And again, 5 reps here is generally enough to get what you want out of it. You know you're gonna have to do this on the other side when we're done, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
Just to balance yourself out. That's great, dude.
Even just that, see, like we didn't even do the whole sequence. I mean, the way that your hips feel afterwards is, again, it's buttery. So if you, for instance, if you have, can somebody, if they don't have a kettlebell at home, could they even just simulate something with just body weight?
Absolutely. Or if you have a shoulder issue, don't even worry about it, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's that supine reaching, which just means laying on your back and reaching, just reach long with your arms. You're still gonna get some of the abs that you're looking for. You're still gonna get the expansion on the backside. Your kettlebell series, again, just reaching long. If you don't have the kettlebell, don't sweat it. Just use your arm and get that good reach. You're still gonna get a lot of the benefits.